Hello everyone, welcome to Pratibha Tech. In this video, we will solve the problem of the day question on GeeksForGeeks for 5th April 2023. The problem statement for today is count special numbers. This problem is based on arrays and mathematical operations, and this has been asked in Intuit interview. Let's now open this problem to solve it. Let's go through and understand the given problem statement. Here it is said, you are given an array of size n consisting of only positive numbers. Your task is to find the count of special numbers in the array. A number is said to be special if it is divisible by at least one other element in the array. Okay, so we will be given with one array and we need to find the count of special numbers in that array. A number is said to be special if it is divisible by any other element. If we are taking one number in consideration, so that number has to be divisible by any other elements in the array. Okay, so let's go through the given examples to understand it in a better way. So here the first example says n is equal to 3 and given array contains elements as 2, 3 and 6. So here the output is 1 because the number 6 is the only special number in the array as it is divisible by array elements 2 and 3. Hence answer is 1 in this case. If we look at other elements which is 2 and 3, so there is no other element which can divide either of these number, whether 2 or 3. That's why the answer is 1 only, that means the number 6. In the second example, here n is given as 4 and the array elements contains all 5s. So here the output is 4 because all the array elements are special. Hence answer is 4 in this case. So when we take any array element of this one from this array, then it will definitely divisible by any other element, because since all the numbers are same, so if we take any number from this array, then it will be divisible by this and this. If you take this 5, then it will be divisible by first one. If you take this, it will be divisible by either of these 3. So that's why the output is 4 in this case. Okay, I hope so. The problem statement and the given examples are clear. So to solve this problem, the approach we will use here is to first count the occurrences of each element in the array and store it in a HashMap. Then for each element, we check if it has a divisor in the array, excluding itself. If it has a divisor, then we add the count of the element to the special number count and remove that element from the HashMap and move on to the next element. Okay, so this approach we will be following. So with this approach, let's try understanding one example, the approach which I have just told now. So here suppose n is given as 4. Let me just increase the brightness. Yeah, so n is given as 4 and the given array contains elements as 2, 3, 6 and 8. So what we do, in first loop we iterate over the entire array and count the number of occurrences of each element in the array. So the resulting HashMap will contain value like this, that 2 is there at one time, 3 is also present at one time, 6 and 8 all elements are present only once. Okay, so what we do, so then we iterate over the array again and checks if each element is present in the HashMap. Okay, so we will start with 2 and we see there is no other element in the array that 2 is divisible by. So 2 is not a special number. So we will discard 2. That means 2 is not the special number. Not. Okay, then moving on to 3. Sorry, moving on to 3. For this also there is no other element in the array that 3 is divisible by. So even 3 is not a special number. So even 3 is not a special number. Then when we move to 6, so 6 which is divisible by 2 and 3. So we add 6 into the count of special number and we will see that how many occurrences of 6 are there. So this will cover the second scenario. Whenever we find any special number, so we see how many occurrences of that number is there. So that many count we add it to the count of a special number. Okay, so here we can see the 6 is present only one time, so we add 1 to the count of special number 6. Yes, and here the count of special number is 1. Count is 1. Next we move to 8. See, once we do this, then once we get this count and we add it to the count of special number, then we remove 6 from the hash map. Okay, so we are removing that element from the hash map. This is to prevent counting the same special number again if it occurs multiple number of times. See, because we have already taken into consideration the how many occurrences of 6 is there in that array, because we know the 6 is the special number. So how many occurrences of 6 is there in the array, so that count we are already taken from the hash map. So that's why we are removing it from the map, so that it is not considered again, because the number of occurrences of 6 is already added into the total number of count. If it had 6 again, suppose if we had 6 again, then here the count would have been 2, because there are 2 occurrences of 6 in this one. Okay, and that many occurrences of 6, that means that count would have been added to the special number count. Okay, so that's why we are removing it from the hash map. So, and after this removal, we will break the inner loop. Then after that, it will move to the next element. Next element is 8. So here we can see the 8 is divisible by 2. So we see how many counts of 8 is there. So again 8 is present only one time. So we add 8 to the count of the special number we have found so far. So here this count is 1, and special count is equal to 2. Here this count will be 1 and special count will be 1. Okay, so I hope this example is pretty clear that what we are going to do. So the approach whatever we have discussed, using this for loop and map and breaking the inner loop after the element is found, counting the occurrences of a number in the entire array. So the same approach we'll follow to solve this problem. Okay, so just to avoid time in typing, I have already prepared a solution, but I'll explain it line by line. So here also I have added comments against each line. Okay, so let me give one enter here so that entire comment is visible. Let's give me multi-line comment. Okay, fine. Yeah, so here this is the entire code for this approach in Java. So what we are doing, first we create a hash map to store the count of each element in the array. Then what we do, then we loop through the array and count the occurrences of each element. This we are doing through the hash map. So whatever is that element we are getting, that we are storing in current element, and we check if map already contains that element. If it is already contained, then we increment, we get the count of that current element, we increment it 1 and we update it again into the map. If that element is not present in the map, then we add that element into the map with the count as 1. Okay, so this way we are counting the occurrences of each element. Then after that, we initialize a variable that is called special number count to keep the track of the number of special numbers. Then we are looping through the array again and check if the current element is present in the map. Okay, so whatever we are looping through this again and we are checking if this current element is present in the map. Then if it is, then we loop through the array again to find the divisor for the current element. So for that we are using the second loop here, that is for this one. Using this potential divisor, we are trying to find that if that element contains any with this j loop, with this loop that is using variable j, we are trying to find the divisor for the current element. So what we are doing here, we are initializing the each element as a potential divisor, and we try to divide. We try to do modulus operation for the current element with the potential divisor, and see if it is 0. If it is 0, then yes, it is the potential divisor. And again we are checking one condition, that I should not be equal to j. That means the same index element should not be considered for division, because the way it has been said, it should be divisible by some other element, not the same one, because each number is divisible by itself, and each index, that means any number at any index, if you divide by itself, then it will definitely be divisible. So excluding that scenario, we are saying if by any other number, if the current element is divisible by any other potential divisor. I hope this is clear. So we are checking if the potential divisor is not yeah, if the then we check if the potential divisor is not the current element and it is the divisor of the current element, then we add the count of current element to the special number count. So if this is true, then what we are getting, we are saying yes, this current element is divisible by some other element. So we get the count of that current element in the map, and that we add to the special number count. Then we remove the current element from the HashMap, so that the same number is not repeated again, because in the previous step we have already considered all the occurrences of that element. So in this case, the example which I showed, if it contains 6 again, that means here 6 again, so the count would have been 2. So initial special number count itself, in the first step itself, it would have been 2. So we are taking care of all the occurrences of that element in the entire array, so no need of repeating that step. So that's why we remove that current element from the map. Then we break from the inner loop, since we found a divisor. Then once this entire operation is done, then we return the special number count. I hope this this explanation is pretty clear. So actually this is a very simple solution. So let's try compiling this code. Oh, again, let me copy it. This is actually Java solution. I have copied it into C++ editor. By default, it opens C++ editor for me. Okay, so yeah, this is Java. Now let's try compiling this Java solution. So here we can see we have got correct output. Let's try submitting this solution. So this solution looks absolutely fine. So it ran through the entire test cases and it covered all of them. So this solution is absolutely correct. So talking about the time complexity of this solution, it is in the order of big of n square, due to the nested loop to check for the divisor. However, the use of hash map reduces the overall complexity to big O of n, as it enables constant time access to the count of each element in the array. Therefore, the time complexity of the solution is big O of n due to the use of hash map, and big O of n square due to the nested loop. However, since big O of n square is the higher order term, the overall time complexity can be considered as the big O of n square only. The space complexity of this solution is also big of n, because we are using one hash map to store the count of each element in the array. Okay, so this was the Java solution. So even I have prepared one C++ solution for it. I'm just scrolling down so that entire code is visible. So first from hash map till we returning something. So just scrolling here. Okay, so this was a C++ solution. Let's go to this was a Java solution. Let's go to C++ editor and try to solve try to write code for that. The logic is completely same, only the syntax little changes will be there in this C++ code. Entire thing, everything is same only. Here also we define one another map, and here also we count each element, then we get the count upon finding any divisor for any current element, then we add it to the special number count, then we erase from the map. So only the syntax related changes are there for this C++ solution. Okay, so let's try compiling this code. So even for this we have got correct output. Let's try submitting the solution. So even this C++ code ran fine, and we have covered all the test cases in both the solution, in both the languages, that is Java and C++. Okay, so I'll provide the link for this question, and even in the description box, and even the code, the link for the code which I'll be keeping in some Google Docs file. So even that link I'll provide in the description box. Yeah, so that's all in this video. Please like, comment and share the video, and please subscribe to the channel for more upcoming videos. Thank you for watching.